Ms. Rathburn, nobody likes to be spit on. Court is going to call 2021 CR 7768, State of Texas versus Wendy Gray Rothballin. Do I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Debbie Cruz on behalf of the state.
Defense.
Eric Hernandez for the defendant, Wendy Rathburn.
And are you Ms. Rathbone? Rathburn. Okay, thank you. Mr. Coates, are you able to, Deputy, can you? No. You can just move him down to that end. Counsel, you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Rathburn, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
So waive, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, we're proceeding on count one and waiving count two.
Any objection?
None whatsoever.
Ms. Rathburn, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with harassment of a public servant as a third-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do believe so, Your
Do
Honor.
you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, yes to both.
Ms. Rathburn, has anyone get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count one. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state recommends community supervision, and they're asking for a mental health evaluation. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to count one in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State oversees the one and all happenings.
No objections.
Ms. Rathburn, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, sign it in all the appropriate places.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
She was, Your Honor, and if I dismissed it to the court about the fine in her residence.
All right. Well, the fine, the court will probate that. So with regards to residence, what's
Ms. Rathburn is currently living in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where she was picked up on this form and extracted back to Bear County. So we'd be asking if she'd be allowed to report to probation from Nevada or that her probation be transferred to Nevada.
all right? What county is that?
Clark.
Clark County.
Okay. Who are you living with there?
My boyfriend and I,
Who is this boyfriend?
we've been together 3 years. And Ralph, we don't.
Okay. Do
And
you
I
have any
just,
children?
I have 2 children, one 22 and one 11.
Where's the 11-year-old?
I'm not divorced yet, living with my husband in San Antonio.
Okay, so the 11-year-old is in San Antonio with your husband.
Right. But we've been legally separated for quite some time.
Okay. Yes.
and Your Honor, I did speak to Mr. Wiggum, her paramour this morning, and he did confirm the address.
All right. I always find that people on the civil side always call them paramours. Is that just something we like to say?
That's the preferred term, I think, in family court when there's somebody who's living with a
Yes.
partner but still married.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, they use it for everything. I never see boyfriend. It's always paramour. It doesn't have a nice ring to it, I always thought. But that's just me. So, are you employed?
No, man, I live off disability.
All right. What's your disability for?
Mental illness.
All right. So are you seeing someone in Las Vegas for your mental health issues?
Yes, ma'am. I have a primary care position, but I'm on the waiting list to get to behavioral. But since I've been in jail, I've been back on my Prozac, and it's helping a lot.
All right. So how's she going to get to Las Vegas?
I believe Mr. Wiggum is currently here because he was inquiring about when she would be released.
All right. Where is Mr. Wiggum?
He's at grandma's house, but
Oh, so he's not in the courtroom.
no, he's not.
Okay. Probation, what are we going to do about this transfer? How long will that take?
Honor, it's by permission for her to leave with her the travel permit. In the meantime, I cannot answer specifically how long it would take for the transfer. Because they have to, the receiving state has to approve it.
All right. I'll give her permission to travel to Las Vegas. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is finding you guilty. Court will give you permission to travel to Las Vegas. While in Las Vegas, there's to be weekly reporting to probation by Zoom until transferred. And I'm going to request a transfer to Las Vegas. The only reason why I'm letting you transfer there, based upon what your attorney is telling me, it appears that you're receiving treatment there and you're stabilized there. It's to be continued. Who is your caregiver out there?
I don't have.
What's your doctor? Well, what's the doctor's name?
Oh, D.B. Omar, it's the primary care physician. And I was getting transferred to mental health solutions.
All right.
So I
So,
can prove all that, once I'm back home. I just don't have any of this stuff here.
there's to be continued treatment with the primary care physician. I want a MIC evaluation that can be done out of custody. And you're to provide probation with documentation of your the person who's providing you mental health treatment.
Okay.
And in Nevada. Back on the record. So we're going to do a MIC evaluation out of custody. I want a TAP evaluation also out of custody. And there is a $1,500 fine probated, sentence you to 2 years in prison, suspended and probated for 3 years, 120 hours of community service restitution, proof of SSI or employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. To be no unsupervised contact with minors. And what is your boyfriend's name?
Raphael Wiggum.
All right. And Raphael Wiggum, probation, if she's having visitation with her 11-year-old, he cannot be listed as a chaperone. And 40 hours of the community service hours will be waived if she provides proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring it. But if you do, then 40 of those hours will be waived. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Yes, ma'am.
No, no, ma'am.
All right. Did you sign a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Rathburn, nobody likes to be spit on. So I know you were probably having a mental health episode, but that just cannot be done, okay?
Yes.
All right, you need to continue to follow through with your medical appointments, all right?
Yes, ma'am. And I did get the second COVID shot while I was.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
This courtroom case follows Wendy Rathburn, who faced a third-degree felony charge for harassment of a public servant after an incident where she spat on a courtroom deputy during an apparent mental health episode. She entered a no-contest plea, confirming she understood her rights, the charges, and the consequences, while the court reviewed all evidence and found her guilty. Despite the seriousness of her actions, the judge took her mental health into consideration and chose to sentence her to 2 years in prison, but suspended that sentence and placed her on 3 years of probation instead, along with a $1,500 fine, community service, and mandatory mental health evaluations and treatment. She was also granted permission to return to Las Vegas, where she lives, under strict conditions including weekly reporting via Zoom, proof of ongoing treatment, and restrictions such as no unsupervised contact with minors and no work involving vulnerable individuals. The judge made it clear that while her behavior was unacceptable, continued treatment and compliance with probation were critical, emphasizing both accountability and the need for stability moving forward.